Bam, we're live. Welcome to day 27 of the 30-day AI prompt challenge for remodelers. Man, we're moving through this. I don't know how many of you tuned in or watched every video, but I mean, this is 27 prompts you can be using right now in your business. So hopefully you're doing well and getting good information. We share the screen here. So again, 30-day AI prompt challenge for remodelers. Every day I'm sharing a live prompt for you that you can use right inside your remodeling business today. Start getting some results. And let's look at what we got on tap for today. All right. As many of you know, we're in the final pillar of our set here, right? This is where we talk about you, the vision, the leadership. This is about personal development. And for whatever reason, I know for me initially, I was thinking that only people that have issues really need personal development. And then that's when you start to realize I have issues, right? Like everyone has their own thing. Many of us think that the way we do everything is the right way because it's the way we do it. And we don't understand that we have our own biases and tendencies. And once we get exposed to a lot of other things in the world, then we learn that, well, damn, maybe our way is not the best way. All right, so here we are, day 27, going to strengthen your leadership mindset. Now, this is something I came up with at the Remodeling Academy. It's called RAW, RAW. And it stands for real, aware, wired, right? So you are real, you're aware, you're wired. We're going to go through all that. It's something I get more in depth in for people that are a part of like the Remodel Rebels program. So some of you might be a little lost and not quite understanding it, and just understand I'm exposing it to you. But if you really want to dive deep and understand these types of things, you get into the program. That's where this kind of work takes place. So again, this is on leadership development, business mindset. Again, this is for guys that are like tired of being self-employed, tired of the entire business being weighted down on their shoulders, and you're ready for something different, right? You want to bring on people that will do the work that you can orchestrate and have an actual business. Why this matters, right? So running a remodeling business isn't just about the technical know-how, right? It's a mental game, man. That's why, again, there's so many guys that are awesome with swinging a hammer and just can't swing a business, and they get frustrated. They hate dealing with people, right? People make you tired. And I can't tell you how many guys I talk with. I'm like, I just want to go back out in the field. I don't want to deal with all the problems, because a 2x4 doesn't talk to you, right? Like you just cut it, nail it, screw it, whatever. But like people are challenging. You got to learn to interact with people. All right. So if you want to be a real leader, you have to understand this. This is what I went through. So I can speak from personal experience, because in the beginning, I just wanted people to do stuff. I couldn't figure out why people just couldn't do it the way I wanted them to do it. Why is everybody got to be so difficult? What I was realizing was, Mike, you're a poor communicator. Like people are having problems because they're not the issue. I'm the issue, right? When you've had 6 people all have trouble, that's your wake up call that you've got the problems. So leadership impacts everything. It's how you make decisions, it's how your team is performing, it's how your business is either growing or not growing. So if you're frustrated because your business sucks, well, then you got to say to yourself, damn, I suck. All right. So again, we get into raw. Raw means that it's real. You're authentic, you're direct, you're trustworthy in how you show up with your clients, your employees, and yourself. You're aware. You've got to be self-aware and situational aware, right? Do you understand your own strengths, blind spots, and your business numbers? How many of you understand that when you walk out of a room, and if people were to talk about you, you would know exactly what they're saying about you, positive, negative, and you'd be like, you understand it because you're like, yeah, that's how I am. I do these things. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people that walk into a room and they think it's one way, the message that they're sending out. And if they leave that room and people were to talk about them, they're convinced, these people, that the people are saying something other than what's really happening, because they're just not self-aware at all. They're just up here in their own head playing their game, and they don't pick up on social cues. They don't understand body language, right? Is the person open? Is the person closed? Is the person, looking at facial things, all that. All right, so wired. This is, are you plugged into the right tools and systems and routines to keep things running smoothly? So do you even know how to make it better? A lot of guys are aware that the business sucks, but they don't even know how to fix it. And then you have some people that have a really good year and they don't even know how to repeat it. And that's the scary part, when you just are not self-aware and you don't even understand why the business is doing what it's doing, right? You're scared to death because you're like, fuck, if I mess up one thing and I don't even know what the thing is. All right. So this mindset, right, as a business owner, it's your throttle. It's how you get going and how you stop the business. It's going to either fuel your business or it's going to restrict it. The best remodelers aren't just builders, they're the best leaders. So when you grow as a leader, your entire business levels up. All right, let's look at this AI prompt. So you do the personal leadership upgrade plan, right? Help me do a leadership self-assessment improvement plan. Post 5-6 introspective questions to evaluate how I currently lead my business. How do I handle stress, conflict? Do you delegate, micromanage, right? In what areas are you avoiding tough decisions? Then based on your typical small contractor, I suggest one, organize it by the raw idea. So under real, you suggest, how can I be more authentic or honest? Under aware, a way to become more financial or emotionally aware, right? What do you have to do? And under wired, it's a tool, a routine to stay organized and connected. So you provide actionable tips, not just theory, and the outcome should be personal leadership upgrade plan. These are basic things that people overlook because it makes them uncomfortable. All right, so here's the tip. Look, the business doesn't grow until you grow. Again, if your business isn't running well, it's you. It's not your employees. It's not your customers. It's you. You haven't figured out how to hire better people. You haven't figured out how to find better customers. So if your team's scattered and your systems are shaky and your clients are anxious, it might be time to look in the mirror and upgrade, not just the operations. This business is simple. It's the people that get in the way. All right, so personal leadership upgrade. So before diving into solutions, you got to take a moment, right? These are questions. You got to reflect on these. So how do you typically respond to stress, delays, or conflict? I know what I used to do. I would avoid. Customer called me with an issue. I would wait till I had the problem solved behind the scenes, then I'd talk to them. That's not what they wanted. They wanted to hear that I was aware of the issue, that I was working on it. They didn't want to wait till I was done working on it. They wanted to know that I was aware and was working on it. So when I didn't call them, it made things worse. Right. And that could be happening for you in your business because you could be avoiding things. You think you're doing the right thing and you may be doing the thing behind the scenes, but you haven't communicated. And that's what's pissing people off. Right. So I struggled with that for a long time. And the minute I started recognizing, oh, they just want me to call them, I don't even have to solve the problem yet. Ah, perfect. That made all the difference. Are you more of a delegator or a micromanager? And how does your team perceive your leadership style? Look, a lot of you guys are great craftsmen and you expect everyone that you hire to do it your way. And here's the reality. If they're going to do it your way, they're going to start their own business and they're not going to work for you. So you really don't want them to do it your way. What you want them to do is an effective way, right? To help grow the business. So be honest, right? Do you consistently review your job costs, project timelines, and profitability numbers, or do you tend to avoid the numbers until there's a problem? Again, are you proactive or reactive? Reactive sucks. Proactive gets results. You got to attack it. You can't be scared. If you're afraid, that lets you know that's exactly what you have to go do. So what part of your business do you currently avoid dealing with? Is it selling? Is it hiring? Is it estimating or something else? And why? You got to ask these tough questions. All right. How do you communicate when a mistake happens? Do you blame? Do you bottle it up? Or do you address it directly but calmly? Again, figure it out. You're doing something. Do you have consistent routines or tools that help you start each day with clarity and control? Yes, no. So I'm not going to get too much into this because this is kind of stuff that we uncover deeper if you get into like a Remodel Rebels program. Quite frankly, for a lot of you guys, if you're struggling to do $300,000 or more a year, this might be too much for you, right? Because you got to be committed to grow and you have to be committed to really sit down and tackle some tough things to grow a business. So, but you want to implement something like a clear is kind rule, right? When addressing team members, you want to be upfront with them. You want to talk this out now rather than later. You have to address things in the moment. You have to be able to keep your cool, right? Let's see. So how do you be aware, right? Like, what is it that you're checking in on weekly so that you understand what is really happening in the business? Do you understand your project gross profit margins? Do you understand where you're at to date for the year? Do you understand labor hours and how to estimate, right? What are the emotional hotspots that get you fired up? This is what being self-aware is. All right. And that's it. So finally, we got wired. Get connected and organized. The common owner struggle is flying by the seat of the pants with scattered notes. How many guys are running around still just writing down things from job and then moving on to the next one and forgetting to go back, you know? So how can you take time each morning to review the top 3 priorities for the day? I need to still do that daily, right? Sometimes I'll get in the middle of doing my one task for this thing for a while, and then that presents an issue that has to be solved. So now you're over here doing this, and then that draws you over here. And next thing you know, you get an email from somebody. You're like, damn, I'm doing that. Right? You got to stay on task. You got to write down, this is what we got to make sure we're getting done today. And this is especially important for your guys out in the field. When we started implementing a checklist and daily and weekly goals for the guys out in the field, that's when we started knocking out kitchens in 6 weeks instead of 2.5 months. Right? And all of a sudden, I'm charging the same. Let's say it's $45,000. 45 goes a lot farther when it's 6 weeks as opposed to 2.5 months. How much more profitable can you be with your price? So some of you guys, you might be too expensive because you can't get the job fast enough because you're not organized enough. So your customer, when they say your price is too high, it might be too high, right? Because you're not organized and you keep screwing up the schedule. Whereas if you're more organized, somebody like me comes in who's been doing kitchens for 6 years, no problem, right? Boom. I'll do that same job for the same price and I'll make twice the profit that you are because I'm organized and I'm not double backing and I'm not correcting all these mistakes. We do it once, we move on. Boom. The guys are efficient. You know what I mean? We're not running to Home Depot 2 and 3 times a day. The guys make a trip either on the way to the site or on the way home from the site. Or we have a runner, somebody that can handle getting things that come up, but they shouldn't have to be doing it every single day. So better leadership, better systems, better clients, better life. Pretty simple, right? Yep, this upgrade plan isn't just about you. It's about setting a tone that ripples through every job, every crew, every conversation. When you show up and you're real and you're aware and you're wired, your business begins to reflect that at every level. So anyway, that's it for today. That was day 27 of our 30-day AI prompt challenge for remodelers. So I appreciate you being here. We're moving through them quick. And again, if you just happen to be catching this here and there and you were, scared to be on the live, go back and watch the replay. All right. Don't be scared. Face the fear. You might just get something good out of it. Have a good one.